In recent online footage, a man spray paints a small white pig into a black one. A rural woman is also captured painting a white pig black. Why this peculiar trend? The rationale is simple. In China, black pork is significantly pricier than its white counterpart, and black piglets command a higher price as well. Some farmers, driven by profit motives, are resorting to using hair dye to paint white pigs black for sale. Yet another vendor goes further. By brushing paint onto the fat portion of pork, they instantly transform it to appear as premium 5-flour marbled pork, which can fetch double the price. A duck gets its feathers sprayed blue. With discoloration, it is passed off as a pricier blue-headed duck. Stinky tofu, a traditional Chinese snack known for its smelly but tasty quality, is traditionally made by fermenting fresh tofu over a prolonged period through a complex process. Now, some unscrupulous sellers simply soak tofu in an unidentified black liquid to achieve the same effect. Another video reveals workers immersing fresh long beans in a formaldehyde solution before transporting them. This method purportedly preserves the beans for extended periods. However, it's widely acknowledged that such industrial preservatives are toxic and not suitable for food preservation. Not just vegetables, fruits are major victims too. The videographer reveals that some of these chemicals are hydrogen peroxide and formaldehyde, both industrial-grade preservatives. Moreover, some crops are exposed to various chemicals from the planting stage itself. For instance, cucumbers are subjected to swelling agents and ripening hormones. Bananas and oranges are also soaked in chemical solutions post-harvest before being sold. The video also features chilies undergoing a cosmetic enhancement. After being sprayed with dyes, the once blotchy, dark-colored chilies become vibrant and red, potentially justifying a price hike. On September 26, 2023, a titanium surgical nail was discovered in a bowl of bone soup at a restaurant in Liuzhou City, Guangxi Province. Netizens suspect that this rectangular piece may be an orthopedic surgical implant nail. The diner reported that the restaurant owner took no action except for not charging them for the soup. In a similar vein, on September 11th, a woman in Foshan, Guangdong, was astonished to find a large bolt inside her mooncake. Another diner recounted a horrifying experience at a hot pot restaurant where, after a brief while, multiple roaches scurried around the pot. The restaurant explained that the pot had been stored for too long, and the roaches emerged when it was heated. On September 13th, a user from Liaoyuan, Jilin, shared a video where her roommate discovered a drain cover in noodles ordered from a restaurant under contract with their school. Another consumer brought a beautifully packaged pastry with meat floss filling, a popular ingredient in Chinese pastries and beloved snack among children. Regrettably, many such meat floss products are counterfeit.
看到，这个就是所谓的肉松，放到这里面，加点水，再来一点，再倒进来，放点水，然后接着10克的奇迹到碗，吸收，再来点水，普通矿泉水，我觉得奇迹塞到。 打火机接着10克的奇迹。看好，这个就是一个打火机点一下来。一烧就发黑，还有一股恶臭的味道。
In a recent video, a woman was dismayed to discover that the individually packaged snack chicken leg she purchased was a counterfeit.
不看视频你敢不敢相信？这年头鸡腿都能造假，给你们看看是怎么做的。除了鸡皮跟鸡骨头，我的天，里面塞的都是什么肉？还有更狠的，给你们看看。 道还有什么是不能造假的？这排骨能吃吗？到底有没有人性？还有更狠的啊！是什么样的高智商能让你们把这个科技与狠活玩得这么淋漓尽致？以上现象具体在市场比例有多少，咱不知道，咱也不乱说，但是确实是存在的。在利益面前，不要考验人性。
With autumn arriving, it's crab season. For convenience, vendors tie crabs with ropes before selling them. As these ropes are included in the weight, some vendors use excessively thick ropes to increase the weight, instantly turning a 300-gram crab into a 500-gram product, leaving consumers in a bind. The video presenter shares her experience of purchasing 5 500-gram bags of sunflower seeds. Each bag contained excessively heavy oxygen absorbers. Upon weighing, what should have been 2,500 grams of seeds totaled only 1,855 grams, with oxygen absorbers weighing 531 grams. According to national standards, 500 to 1,000 grams of food should only contain 5 grams of oxygen absorbers, which means the sunflower seed vendor exceeded the limit by 21 times. We've reported multiple times about food counterfeiting. In China, fake products and examples of dishonest trade are everywhere, with some beyond imagination. Old cardboard boxes, which can be recycled for money, are collected from households and sold to recycling centres. In the video, a vendor sprays water between the layers of the boxes to add weight, thereby making more money from the sale. In another shocking instance, a man who bought gold from a bank a decade ago for 200,000 yuan found that it had rusted. The bank's manager simply responded that they were only selling it on behalf of someone. Such incidents even occur with state-owned banks, making it almost impossible to avoid fraud in China. In a bizarre act, landscape workers were seen greening by painting yellowed, withered trees a vivid green. Note that this was done under official orders. China is most adept at imitation, from state-led knockoffs of aircraft carriers, airplanes and cars to everyday items, clothing and snacks. The country's recent C919 commercial jet was hailed as a domestic creation, but insiders claim that 3/4 of its technology is foreign, with core components purchased overseas, making it a knockoff product. China's proclaimed first self-developed aircraft carrier, the Shandong, is undoubtedly another knockoff. Military experts point out that it's based on Russia's 1970s-era Kuznetsov-class design, similar to China's existing Liaoning carrier, which was refitted from an unfinished Soviet vessel. Electric vehicle knockoffs have also flooded the market in recent years, despite their shoddy quality and frequent accidents, including battery fires. It is estimated that 8 such vehicles catch fire daily in China. Unfortunately, given China's firefighting capabilities, once these cars ignite, they're nearly impossible to salvage. The knockoff culture even extends to iconic Western franchises. For instance, KFC, a globally renowned brand, has been replicated in countless forms in China, purportedly outnumbering the alphabets in sheer variety. A fast food chain called Bombing G has emerged to challenge KFC. Their English branding featuring an image resembling Barack Obama alongside the name UFO raises eyebrows. Did the counterfeiters just choose 3 random letters? Another KFC knockoff surfaced in Beijing in 2011, swapped the renowned KFC from Kentucky Fried Chicken to OFC from Obama Fried Chicken, with Obama's likeness serving as its logo. Another establishment cheekily named itself Kendechi, which translates to Kanchu, implying affordability. Yet another humorous iteration transformed KFC, which in Chinese is Kende Chicken, into Kende Duck, offering roasted duck instead of chicken. Word has it, their duck is quite tasty. In an audacious blend of 2 fast food giants, one store named itself Ken Donald's. There's also McLucky Chicken, or KFG in English. It is known for its striking resemblance to KFC, not only in interior decor, but even in its menu and marketing materials, Such was its similarity that it reportedly caught the attention of foreign media. KFD, self-proclaimed as KFC's younger brother, showcases a middle-aged, glasses-wearing man as its logo, radiating a distinct Asian vibe. Judging from the glass window on the store's second floor, it seems they sell burgers. This shop, RFC, has also garnered favorable reviews. Another, with a high-end appearance, names itself De Kenji, merely switching the order of the characters in the Chinese name for KFC. Its English acronym DKC doesn't resemble KFC much though. But it's not just KFC that has been imitated. Pizza Hut has its doppelganger, amusingly named Pizza Hut. A lookalike of McDonald's brands itself with the prefix OMC, though the intended meaning remains a mystery. In the realm of desserts, an ice cream is strikingly similar to Haagen-Dazs, but if you look closer, it actually says Haasdagen. Coca-Cola, the globally beloved drink, has been replicated as Thirsty Cola. Does it quench the thirst or does it make one thirstier? Both bottled and canned versions are available. Sprite, which in Chinese is 雪碧, the first character of which means snow. But have you ever tasted 雷碧? Given the similarity between the Chinese characters for snow and for thunder, one might easily confuse the two. In a curious blend of branding in China, Procter & Gamble's 3 shampoo products have been amalgamated. Originally Pantene and Rejoice, they have been combined into a single Pan Piao shampoo. Even more audaciously, by adding Head & Shoulders to the mix, it was christened Pan Piao Fei Xi shampoo. At first glance, one might mistake this beverage for Pepsi. However, upon closer inspection, it's revealed as Content Cola. A seemingly sleek Apple iPhone reveals its identity upon startup with an ad saying, "The US has Apple, China has pineapple, pineapple phone." One particularly ambitious counterfeiter didn't stop at mimicking just Adidas, but combined it with the Nike logo, resulting in a brand called Adi Gossi. An Adidas-like pants tag reads Abibos. Another bold iteration is Dasabi, a pun in Chinese suggesting President Xi Jinping's monetary policy of big money distribution. That pair of Air Jordans looks cool and well-made, right? But wait, why does the Jumping Man logo look off? Most have tasted Red Bull, but have you tried Red Goats? As for the popular walnut milk drink, 6 Walnuts, its simple name has given rise to knockoffs ranging from 1 walnut all the way to 10 walnuts and even a 6 pure walnuts. One even went as far as naming the product 6 nuclear bombs. Indeed, counterfeit products in China are virtually innumerable, mostly originating from small workshops. However, some substantial counterfeit enterprises have also emerged, such as Dali Foods, dubbed as China's most successful imitation company. Founded as a modest snack factory in Fujian in 1989, by 2011, it boasted revenues reaching nearly 23 billion yuan, just over $3 billion. Dali's success hinges on a formula of imitation and enhancement, a strategy insiders term as follow strategy. Whenever top brands launch a successful product, Dali would introduce a similar one, not only making taste but also packaging, yet at a fraction of the cost. Examples include the Cobico chips emulating Pringles and Lay's, and herbal tea inspired by Wang Laoji. Their breakthrough came with the Dali Yuan egg yolk pie, mirroring South Korea's Lotte pie. This product turned the brand's fortune around, setting it on a trajectory of continuous growth through replicating the success formula. This method significantly reduced Dali Foods' cost of trial and error, ensuring its counterfeit products consistently ranked among the top 3 in sales in their respective categories. On November 20, 2015, Dali Foods made a stellar debut on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, marking the largest global IPO for a consumer goods firm that year. In 2018, Dali's founder, Xu Xihui, even briefly claimed the title of the wealthiest individual in Fujian, boasting a net worth of 62.7 billion yuan. However, as the saying goes, what goes around comes around. Dali, having built its empire by mimicking others, eventually felt the sting of its own tactics. After Dali's products became popular, they began to be counterfeited by smaller brands. For instance, Dali Foods' 好吃点 biscuit series is now facing competition from the cheaper 吃好点, while a larger version of the Dali Yuan pie, named 德和圈, has popped up in various small town stores. Dali Foods, once a dominant player in its sector, is determined not to cede its position without a fight. Despite launching a series of new products, they have unfortunately failed to resonate with the market. Some of its long-standing products, too, are gradually falling out of favor as times change. In 2019, Dali came under scrutiny for misleading advertising and was subsequently slapped with a hefty fine of 367.3 million yuan by regulatory authorities, dealing a significant blow to the company. Today, Dali's revenues are on a steady decline. In 2022, its total revenue stood at almost 20 billion yuan, a drop of 3 billion compared to 2021. This signifies almost no growth in the past 4 years, showing even signs of regression. As of June this year, rumors have been circulating about Dali's potential delisting from the Hong Kong stock market. Dali's success can be attributed to its stronghold in China's 3rd and 4th tier cities and vast rural markets. The consumers in these regions are relatively less affluent and not particularly demanding about product quality. These imitation products, substantially cheaper than the originals, cater to the Chinese tendency of seeking value while also craving a touch of luxury. This phenomenon underscores why counterfeit products thrive in China. There's a vast market for them in its extensive rural areas. 2 videos might provide a clearer picture of this situation. One video depicts a wedding banquet in a village where locals can enjoy free food, provided they're able to beat the crowd. On September 13, 2023, in a village in Guang'an, Sichuan, a vendor selling vegetable seedlings was unexpectedly swarmed and looted by a group of elderly villagers. Some even took the goods and left without paying. The vendor tried in vain to reclaim his merchandise until a tall local intervened, ending the chaotic scene. It's essential to note that this doesn't represent all of China's rural population. However, under the governance of the Chinese Communist Party, where deception and falsehoods are rife, mutual deceit and harm among the grassroots community have become commonplace. The overall moral fabric of society has degraded under this regime. Perhaps this provides some insight into why counterfeit products enjoy such widespread popularity in China.